Matter of fact, let me bring that back down for myself to read off of. We are live. Welcome to the NOJASSSHOW No Jazz Show. Once again, this is our second week of January. Is it?
Yep.
Second week of
Third.
January.
Yeah. Well, third week.
Third week of January. Third week of January episode coming off the divisional round, coming off the national championship game. I am your host, KD, welcoming you to this episode where you can find us live at No Jazz on Riverside, No Jazz on Twitch at GMP Media Group, No Jazz in the Locker Room Facebook page, No Jazz Show on YouTube, No Jazz Show on TikTok. We are live, and before we get where we're going on this rocket of love, I want to introduce to you the one and only in his royal outfit. Tank.
What's up, people? Especially y'all out there on the East Coast, Midwest. Y'all getting ready to buckle in for a little snow and ice out here.
So they
Hope
say.
y'all got your food.
I want everybody in the sunny sunshine state of California and Florida to please send us prayers and sun, because they are claiming it's going to be 3 inches of snow. You know,
and ice.
For some of us, we talk about real snow.
Yeah,
real snow. We don't need none of that colloquial snow. You know, I know a lot of y'all like, no, not that snow. Nevertheless, I want everybody to make sure you join us live, and thank you for joining us live. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, send us emails at nojassshow@gmail.com about our show. As you can see, that live button is right in your corner. We are live on my Facebook page, DUPONTNIVEKZ, and Tank's page, Russell Tanker.
Yeah. Don't be telling my government name.
Don't be telling my, hey, you know what I'm saying? Don't be telling my government name. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why I be trying not to, go out like that. You know, I be trying to do it like 2 S's and 2 L's. Yeah. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Nah. Yeah. But anyway, make sure you give a shout out to, and make sure you look out for our sponsors. That is lightsnack.com, where you get all of your delivery needs, whether that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Make sure you go to lightsnack.com. And when you go to lightsnack.com, make sure you order those Magic City wings. And remember their motto, don't forget to lick the sauce. And as you're licking the sauce on this beautiful night, and you might be trapped in with your love in the snow. What do they call that when you trap like that? It's a term for that.
It depends on if you like the person or don't.
Right.
Could be hell.
Could be hell. You're right about that.
Could be ice.
So hopefully you have ordered some lingerie, at least for the first day, from QUISK business.com for all your lingerie needs. And once you finish with this week, a month of ice, they are going to be ready, because they're going to be looking kind of bad if it happened like that, even if after a week. They're going to need to get their hair done, and make sure you visit Gazillion Brazilian Hair to get all your bundle needs. Make sure you check that out on that TikTok shop. Now, let's get into it, man. I don't even know where you want to start first, because everybody's been talking about it. Unless you've been under a rock, you can start with these interceptions. You can start with this championship game. You can start wherever you want to start. I'm wherever you want to start, Tank. I'm really serious about this right now.
But first, I want to make sure you got because in Georgia when they say it's gonna be ice and snow, everybody goes and buys water. They buy milk.
It was
gone. Buy eggs. And they buy bread.
Gone.
I've never understood why people go out and buy that stuff. First of all, do you not keep groceries in the house? If something happened, if something happened and you're gonna be home for 2 days because you got the flu, do you have something to eat? If you do, you don't need to go out. If you don't, maybe you need to start. But why milk, eggs, and bread? Are you baking or what?
But here's the thing. Let's look at this from this standpoint. Great place to start. Eggs. If the lights and electricity is down, how do you cook those eggs?
You don't. You drink them like Rocky.
Okay. So we know they're not doing that. So it should be eggs, peanut butter, and jelly. Lunch meat. You know, you should be on cold cut time if that's the case, right? Right. Eggs had to have something like we might need to chat GPT that, because eggs had to have some level of significance where it pertains to that. I honestly don't understand.
Yeah, I've never understood that.
Water, I understand, because the bottled water is a different usage. You know what I'm saying? Drinking, maybe bird baths, toothpaste, etc., etc. I mean, you know, brushing your teeth and everything like that. I get water. Bread.
You can be making sandwiches. I don't get the milk, because unless you got kids, you really
maybe that's what it is.
You're really not eating cereal. Yeah, because if you don't have kids, I don't know too many adults that drink a whole lot of milk.
And milk might be, you're right, milk might be for the cereal. Now, speaking of who didn't have their milk, you want to start with, you want to start with Josh 5 turnover? You want to start with CJ 5 turnover? Because somebody didn't have their milk.
We'll work our way forward. No, I want to start with your boys coming up short
this past Monday night.
That's what I want to start with.
Hold on. Stop for 2 seconds. Let's get one thing straight. I do not ever, in a year and almost 2 years now of doing this show, have I ever thrown my weight around. But I am the host. Don't be coming in here regulating tonight. You see I'm wearing black?
You're in mourning.
I'm in mourning. But I'm happy. But if you want to start there, let's go ahead and get to it. We are going to start with, we are going to congratulate, first of all, congratulate and not congratulate the 2025 Indiana Hoosiers football team and Craig Signetti on the perfect season, the first 16-0 season in college football history. They have done a repeat of having a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback and a national championship in the same year. And they have probably the fastest turnaround in college football history.
2 years.
As far as turning a program around. And what else did they do? I kind of want to give them all their props. Go ahead.
Well, a little bit of trivia. Then you go ahead. So at this point, the first 16-0 college football team is Indiana, and the last undefeated national champion in basketball was the 1974 Indiana Hoosiers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they got the.
That sounds kind of painful.
Yeah. So that's congratulations to the Hoosiers.
Let me find out who was the president back then. Nixon.
Yeah. Nixon or Ford was just coming in.
Or Ford might have been just coming in, depending upon how the situation was. Yeah. We're gonna look. I ain't putting that on the president. Let me stop. Nevertheless, shout out to the Indiana Hoosiers of 1974 and the Indiana Hoosiers football team of 2026 being the first 16-0 undefeated and last undefeated
basketball team. Now, a year ago, 2 years ago, I guarantee, saying that the Indiana Hoosiers were the national champions in football was on anybody's bingo card. Because remember, he's been there 2 years.
Are you saying more than 2 years ago?
Yeah.
More than 2 years ago.
Yeah,
more than 2 years ago, definitely. The scope, and we've talked about this all year long. The scope of transfer portal and NIL has changed. College football, as we know, it's affected the NFL too.
Yeah,
those were some grown men out there playing. You know what? I'm silent. I told myself tonight I was not going to sound like I was making any level of excuses because my boys played well.
Second half, they came to play. Second half, they got it together.
My boys played well. I love the fact I would have liked more of that. That they came within having the ball to a degree of taking a lead and winning a national championship. Not that we expected it, but a lot of experts or so-called experts were attempting to deface our credibility as a football team and hyperbolize the brand that Alabama was and hyperbolize the brand that Oregon is and say we're going to get blown out. But as you can see, we matched up very well with a team full of second-year NFL players.
Yeah. The color scheme you talked about carried on again.
Oh yeah, the color scheme.
Yeah.
Oh,
the burgundy, burgundy,
in the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
So you. It's been some days, and you want the team to win. Shout out to Malachi Tony, 10 of 122. I don't want to dwell on Carson Beck. He had 51 seconds. It's been talked about a lot. But do you think? Because this is where I come from with this silver lining. I don't think the University of Miami is ever going to lose any Jeremiah Smiths ever again. Ever again. That's done.
I think it was kind of crazy listening afterwards. Listen to Mendoza say that he was denied the opportunity to walk on in Miami.
Oh, that's the publicist.
Yeah, that was fun, but I think there's, and this is just breaking, got this news today. You say they won't miss out on those type players anymore, and there's a good possibility they won't. But how much of that has to do with the coaching staff? Because Mario Cristobal is said, the Steelers are said to be, air quotes, very interested in him as their head coach, which I don't see that happening. I don't know why, but do you think?
Why would they skip over Cignetti?
He's 63.
Okay.
He's
okay.
Yeah, but how much of that as far as them not missing out on those players anymore, is tied directly into Cristobal being there, because it does take a certain type of coach to be able to get certain guy, because obviously he was able to sell the program.
Absolutely.
Because, and he can say, and he can sell the program, say, look, I've been here, I've done it, I've won championships here, I know what it's like to be at the U and winning and be dominant. So I think that helped. I don't think that Miami's I don't think he's leaving. I think it's too soon for him to think about leaving, even though it's a step up. I think it's too soon for him to think about leaving. And I do think that Miami is positioning themselves to be the king, to win the state championship every year, to be state champs every year.
I'm going to tell you, man, and we spoke on this last episode. Monetarily, you lose going to the NFL. You have to have this level of a love and desire to take that next step from a payroll standpoint, college to pro. If Cristobal had ties to Pittsburgh, it may make sense.
Mm-hmm.
If Cristobal won that championship and Miami was on the phone, Dolphins, that may, and he may have actually exited, but still had a finger in Miami to keep recruitment in South Florida. But I do believe he is, and I don't know this man's mind, but I do believe he's tied to Miami at this point, because he has a bad taste in his mouth right now. He don't want to run from it. After the game, he was really that was 50% showing respect for Cignetti and the Hoosiers as they celebrated. And that was another 50%. Let me sit up here and watch, because I don't want to have this feeling again. And I want to know what this feels like to win. He might not do it at home, or he could. But I believe he wants to touch that. He
wants to complete the task. It's like, I think he could win. If he wins it, then he might say, okay, let me go on to the next to see what I can do in the NFL. But I don't think he would be, unless there was a whole lot of money, I don't think he'd be willing to leave Miami without winning the title, because the coaches in Miami who've left to go to the pros have all done so after winning the championship. It's with the exception of Butch Davis. He was a little early, but Schnellenberger,
Butch left, but Butch had already
left Coker. He left Coker that team.
He left Coker that team, right?
Johnson left. Erickson left. Schnellenberger left. He was going to the USFL.
He was going to
USFL, but it never materialized. But he was going to the pros.
Did Butch leave? Butch had some time with Johnson, right?
Yeah, he was tied in with Johnson. Yeah.
So he left, went to the Cowboys. He had the NFL taste in his mouth.
Yeah, he'd already been, because he went.
Yeah, his situation.
He went to Cleveland. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it was an entertaining game. I like the fact that it was the first half. It was really like they were throwing jabs, trying to fill each other out, and then Indiana got a couple in that they, okay, let's go ahead and do this. But I thought they were going to try to go for some more points at the end of the first half instead of just letting the clock die. I thought they were going to show a little more urgency, at least try to kick a field goal. But I mean, when I looked at what Bain and company were doing on the defensive line come through, Bain is a grown man, and so is his running mate.
Mesidor.
Yeah, those two. Yeah, and I'm sure Cristobal sees a little bit of himself, not to that, he wasn't that caliber of D lineman, but he did. Him and Rusty Medeiros did bring.
I thought Christian Paul was an offensive line. Maybe it's D-line.
I thought it was off defense line, but I remember Rusty Medeiros was there.
Yeah, Rusty Medeiros was definitely
yeah. But looking at the way they matched up, I wasn't sure about the speed element, because though you can look fast against something, then but when you look fast against other fast men, like what's his name, Tony. Is his name the little kid, the young Malachi Tony, yeah. He's special. And I wonder what his NIL money is gonna look like next year, because
it's crazy. The colleges, it's crazy how, and we stand on the subject, but you're saying that because Pringle was in the transfer portal yesterday. Now he's out of the transfer portal today, saying we kept him. But it's like, it's crazy how colleges are now doing like the NFL in the off season. Oh, we need to make such and such a priority.
Yeah.
And then we gonna worry about everybody else. And I'm pretty sure Malachi is a priority to stay in South Florida. But going back to your point, what I was seeing as far as his speed and his
you got quickness and acceleration too.
Speed, separation, instincts, very instinctive. But I did see this. I did see he was 18 years old, and I saw he don't have man weight yet. Like 5 or 6 more pounds.
Mm-hmm.
He's shedding a lot of that grabbing he was getting as he was trying to do his thing. But when you got a 23-year-old and he grab you, he locked in. You know, that's a different type of man strength, and you can kind of see. You can kind of see that was different. That was a little different than had it previous games.
Yeah, you know, and Indiana showed they were so fundamentally sound, man. It was a beautiful thing to watch. They are fundamentally sound. They rarely make mistakes. They tackle exceptionally well. The DBs come up and they make tackles. And you know, and Cignetti, you know, he's from Nick Saban's tree, so he's got some of that in him too. And I like when he says "Google me," because when you got a coach who likes to talk a little bit, I like that. But he did it. He does it because he knows his team's gonna back it up. But when you look at the line play, the offensive line of Indiana going against Miami's defensive line, and Miami's defensive line was bigger, but it didn't really pan out. It didn't. The second half, they kind of took over, but the first half, you couldn't tell that Miami was much bigger.
You know, you contextual
because of their technique and the plays they were running. I mean,
contextually, okay. You could tell something was going on in the interior line because Mendoza chops people up.
Yeah.
0 TDs, with the exception of the rushing
through
TD.
that. Yeah.
They
were running. They kept running the ball.
I don't think he threw for 200.
He was accurate.
Running back ran for 79.
Yeah.
Like statistically, Miami outstated their guys. You know, so I mean, all I'm saying is the lines affected something.
Yeah.
I give Mendoza credit. He found out in game, I gotta be the hero another kind of way, because it's not happening in the pocket. And so I like how he turned into a game manager.
Yeah, he never had them. They were never behind the 8 ball. They kept running, and Cignetti was smart enough to do what I always say you should always do. If they can't stop it, you keep running it. because when they started running on 22, they kept running. He kept getting his 4 and 5 yards, and they kept doing it. It's like, hey, until you stop it, I'm gonna keep running.
Something that the Miami offensive coordinators didn't take a book. They didn't take out of their book. The balls, like the balls of Cignetti to go on that 4th and 5 and ended up with that touchdown.
That was platinum cojones, man. That was platinum cojones.
And Mario Cristobal did not have those cojones when I think it was 4th and 2. And he went for the field goal out of the field goal kicker's range.
Yeah.
Like game-changing instances he didn't take advantage of. And of course, the welcome to VIP right into our punter.
Yeah.
Which kind of ended up being the difference, to a degree.
Yeah. But I'm glad that the game lived up to what you want a national championship to be. I'm glad it wasn't a blowout. I'm glad, and I want to, they always say we want points. It's boring if you don't have a lot of points. I thought it was a heck of a game. If you get 17 to 24 points out of everybody, hey, y'all, that means you had enough offense and the defense was doing it, and the defense was doing its job. I don't want to see 30 and 40 I don't want 70 and 80 points in the game. But Miami has nothing to hang their heads on. Nothing. They just I can't even say that Indiana wanted it a little bit more. It's just, and Indiana came through when they needed to, as opposed to Miami coming up short in some areas. Some things you could attribute to coaching, other things to execution, other things, hey, they were just better at it than you. Because that last pick to seal the game, that DB, that tells you how well he was coached. Because the back, normally in that type of scheme, that back coming out, he knows, okay, if I got somebody coming out, I'm staying in my zone to come up and pick up. He's, nobody coming out? I'm bailing. I'm getting back there. The ball's in there. Let me go get it. And, I mean, because Beck decided, hey, I'm going deep. And he didn't bite. He stayed in position, and he did what he was supposed to do without flinching.
Well, he iced it. Beck missed on a 44 and photo. We could say, and I'm not taking anything away from what the DB did, but it wasn't a 44 and 4 ball. The DB should have never had a chance at that ball. 44 and 4 meaning you going over 44 yards, you throw it 4 inches from the sideline. Meaning only my wide receiver
he's gonna get it.
Or out of bounds gonna get the reception. That's it. I don't have to go back in, play DB. If it's underthrown. So him throwing it on the inside, coaching had him in position, but Beck put him in position. I'm not blaming you, Beck, but from what Tank's saying, where you coached up, you've been playing 7 years. You should know that. You know what I mean? Like, you should know that. You had Malachi Tony. That's your hot hand. They ain't stopping him. He was streaking across the middle. I'm throwing it to him, win or lose.
Yeah, you get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
If you're gonna lose, hey, I'd rather lose. But hey, I tried to get the ball to my best weapon, and it didn't work out. I can't
nobody argue in the locker room if Jordan missed a shot.
Right.
If Jordan or Kobe taking the last shot and he missed it, nobody in the locker room go say one word.
Exactly. Now, do you think Miami, after paying Beck, was it $4 million this year or $6 million? I can't remember which one.
I think it was like 6.
6. Now, they made it to the championship. But of course, they didn't win. Do you think Miami looks, and those people who came up with the money, do you think they look at it saying, okay, it was worth it, or hey, we got him here for one year for one shot, and we brought him here because we thought to win a championship? Was the money? Do you think they believe the money was well spent, or it's like, dang,
What did they say? What did they say at the table? We got you here to go to a championship, or we got you here to win one. What did they say at the table? 2, he threw picks, I believe, in Louisville at the end of the game like that. And it was the LSU and SMU game. I mean, SMU and Louisville game that had us almost not even playing to show the world and college football we should have been in there in the first place. Scariest team in the playoffs. Scariest one. Ole Miss ended up doing their thing, but scariest team in the playoffs. So, I'm going to say, if it wasn't these $6 million, $4 million of it was worth it. If it was $4 million, even though I think it was $6, $3 million of it was worth it, because I don't think I don't want to take the value of that last drive, the gamesmanship at Ohio State away from that young man.
Yeah, and also as far as like you said, impact. Also, as far as the impact of they aren't going to. You're saying they aren't going to miss out on certain type of players anymore, and it could be because, hey, if we didn't have Beck, we wouldn't have made it this far. So the next guy thinks, hey, I can get them over the hump. So I'm interested to see what Indiana is going to look like next year.
Great question.
And see, his brother transferred. Yeah, his brother entered the portal the day after the championship. And
Mendoza, the younger brother, entered the portal.
Yeah, transferred to Georgia Tech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would like to know. I would like to hear.
That might be a close home to his mama thing too.
That, or hey, I don't think I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get.
Don't look for me to do what my brother did.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna be the starter. Or wait a minute, a whole bunch of these guys are gonna be gone. And what we have is not, hey, it's not going to be like that. I don't want to be the quarterback following my brother and we go to turn into a 5-win season. So, that might be factoring in.
Let's look at the reality, because I saw Mark Cuban, Indiana grad. Shout out to the Indiana Hoosiers alumni. Y'all really showed up to them parties. Y'all showed up in y'all colors, or y'all might have just been some bots and somebody told y'all to wear the Indiana colors, because I have never seen that much Indiana ever during football season. But maybe
to defend that, you said you never seen that much before, and there's never been a reason to see all of that Indiana football. Football season.
Hold on.
There's never been a reason.
Hold on, man. This is what I'm about to say. Maybe I wasn't looking at it. Maybe it's like when you talk about the car, and then now you see all those cars. You rep your squad like even at the Indiana University of Miami watch parties. You know what I saw?
A bunch of Hoosiers.
I saw a bunch of Alabama people. I saw some Florida Gators. I saw them weak old Florida State people. I saw some USF. Now all them haters. At the Ohio State game, I saw a Michigan guy walk in the Ohio State bathroom and said, "What?" I saw a Michigan guy. I'm representing the Big Ten. So my point is this: they felt too embarrassed to represent their team, or maybe they wore it and I didn't pay attention to it, because it was. That's a lot of people, man. That was a lot. Like, come on now.
I mean, they travel, especially, but think about it. It's the second losing this program in college football history.
Football, right?
They're known for having a basketball program. They have won 3 Big Ten championships in their history in 100 and some years. They if you went for, unless you didn't get offers from other schools, that's the only reason you were going to Illinois.
Hold on, are they like the? Are they like the Vanderbilt of the Big Ten? Like, No, who's the SEC team? We know we're gonna beat them. Kentucky? No, can't say that.
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
It's been Vanderbilt, yeah.
Okay. So maybe they were like that. Can't say that.
Yeah, and they were tied at the bottom of the barrel between Indiana and Illinois. It's like, hey, at least we beat y'all. but think about it. Last year they made it to the playoffs, but nobody really looking at them expecting to make it.
Right.
Yeah, but it was like, okay, that was cute. But prior to that, nobody discussed Indiana football. You just didn't because there was no reason to. I mean, Aurelius Ben, the wide receiver that Tampa drafted some years ago, and before that, it was Anthony Thompson, the running back in the late 80s. There has been nothing from Indiana making it to the NFL of any note. And these guys, neither one of them did anything once they got drafted. I mean, Thompson was a first-round pick. Yeah.
All right. You know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. We are live on YouTube, live on Twitter, live on Twitch, all at NOJASSSHOW. Live on my Facebook page, DUPONTNIVEKZ, live on Russell Tanker, live on the Locker Room, and live on the link in the No Jazz Show page. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Now, moving forward.
And live on TikTok.
Right. Now, make sure, not make sure. So what do you think? Like, people are saying, oh, Cignetti has opened up the door to bring back to be Howard Snellenberger for Indiana and bring back Alabama like Saban did. He is now impactful in the Indiana Hoosiers are now impactful in the Big Ten. Look for this man to become a legend. Me personally, unless this snowstorm brings back COVID, and of course you're gonna have red shirt. So you got COVID eligibility, red shirt eligibility, injury red shirt, and your 4 years. So you got all this 7-year eligibility, and you got all these 2-stars that was getting shipped out. Because for context, Mendoza, you did very well. I'm not taking anything away from you, but the reason you couldn't walk on at the University of Miami is because it didn't make sense. The talent level, and that's not even to say, and we're talking about when Miami is trying to come back up. So I'm just letting you know the level of talent. So you did what you needed to do going out to California, and you and let's be real, the two quarterbacks, and to my point, the two quarterbacks that were playing Monday night had already graduated from college.
Yeah.
And California was celebrating the fact that, that's our grad that won a national championship. Let's be real. So my thing, as far as what I'm saying, as far as Cignetti is concerned, is how are you going to manipulate that again when your 4-year senior or 5th-year senior is now only going to be 21, not 23? So how does he duplicate? How does he duplicate that if that's the strategy? Because no one is going to Indiana like that.
I think that what people might be missing. Remember, the Oregon Ducks were nothing until Phil Knight started saying, "Hey, here go half of the money Nike makes. Get you buy a bunch of different uniforms. I'm gonna put all the money I can. I'm gonna put all the money I got into this program to recruit and bring everybody in." And this was pre-NIL. This was under the table money. You know they were getting paid. Right. Now Mark Cuban got big bucks. Mark Cuban is shelling out money. You know, I've never seen Mark Cuban at an Indiana game.
He probably was there.
I'm sure he was there, but you know,
we been looking at Indiana games.
Yeah, but you weren't looking, but you didn't hear about it. But you know, he's putting money into that program, especially now. He's got Insignetti's done what he did, and I think what he's going to do is he's going to get the guys who want to enter the portal, because you got guys now after their junior year jumping into the portal. He's going to still get older, established guys. He can get them, and hey, y'all come here. You see what we did last year. You come here. You're gonna play. And also, I don't know how much Power 5 talent, football talent, is in the state of Indiana, but he can keep those guys. Yeah, you can keep those guys home. You can go over into Illinois now and say, hey, well, I want to stay close to home. Look, if you go to Illinois, you ain't gonna win nothing. If you go to Northwestern, you're not gonna win anything. Come across the state line, and hey, let's see if we can get some jewelry. So I mean, he's gotten in. He's got to capitalize on it. And I don't think NIL is going to be an issue, like again with Cuban, and then with the other alumni will probably start offering up even more money. So I think he's got a chance.
In the Big Ten now.
Oregon, yeah.
All right. Let me.
I think they've moved over. I'm not sure. Don't quote me.
Let me help you. Let me help you right quick, because you bring up Mark Cuban. I'm gonna give you Kevin Plank. You know Kevin Plank?
No.
Kevin Plank is the CEO and founder of Under Armour.
Mm-hmm.
Marilyn Turpin. Remember Marilyn started getting all them uniforms?
Yeah.
He followed the template of Phil Knight. Right? Doing that same thing. You know what caught him? You're playing the ACC, baby. You play in the ACC. So all of that you talking leveled out.
But there's NIL now. So
regardless, the talent is the talent. When Oregon was coming up with Phil Knight, not the fact that he has garments and he got all the uniforms.
Yeah.
Still was in the Pac-10. They sorry. They're gonna look better than what they are. They sorry. They always been sorry. They always been flash, no defense. And as soon as they get as soon as they cross the Mason-Dixon line, you see who they really are. Blowout team.
So, Indiana getting up, start stealing talent. It'll take a while, but hey, all we got Indiana.
That's the Big Ten, man.
Yeah, but I think that they will eventually, if they keep it up. If he stays there, because he's 63, you never know. He might say in 2 years, I'm 65. I'm finna go on about my business. So you got that, but I do think that he's got the ability to get players, get talent, and he might have to go the JUCO route. He might have to do like Kansas State was doing under Snyder, when they were actually threatening people, but they were doing it because they were getting JUCOs. They weren't recruiting kids out of high school. They were getting JUCOs, but you got to get the right ones. And now with NIL money, if you got a kid who says, okay, I can deal with the cold, since you paying me six, 7 figures to come here. So it's going to be interesting to see how they look next year and so on.
Here's what I see. Here's the strategy. Here's the strategy. For me, just me personally, just Katie. You're not doing Ohio State and Michigan. Going to be Ohio State and Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State and really Michigan, and then everybody else. Really, I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Indiana has an opportunity right now with that championship to go take them wannabes, them wannabe Michigans and them wannabe Ohio States, and always be bragging like they gonna be's, and they don't never end up. And what I mean by that is Indiana can get a little closer to Ohio State if they start plucking the best Penn Staters, and the best Michigan Staters, them wannabes. They always be them wannabes. They always producing this guy that's supposed to be this, supposed to be that. He ain't. But they be get them Michigan State guys and say, y'all ain't really winning nothing over there. Y'all ain't getting nothing but some glory. Michigan State, you gonna beat Michigan once every 5 years and make some noise. You ain't nobody but Auburn, Alabama, when Auburn be ready to do it. Penn State, y'all always gonna be paper champions. Plug them.
They got to strike while the iron's hot. They got
right.
They got to go full. They got to go deep.
I pluck them. Who's that other one out there? Fighting the Line 9. See, I got to be looking at the basketball uniform.
Purdue.
You
know, they aren't going to do anything.
You know what I'm saying?
But they got a shot if they can they continue.
Pluck the best.
And I think Cignetti.
The best out of them worst. Right. Pluck the best.
I think Cignetti's got enough on charisma to get those guys.
Right. Because Michigan State and Penn State. And watch this segue. Michigan State and Penn State and Illinois, they do a lot of recruiting out of South Florida. And they usually grab those mid-range 3-star guys, 4-star guys, maybe a little smaller than you want them to be, but they be athletic. They usually grab those guys, pluck them. They pluck them out of Orlando, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, not all the way down south. Some of them have gone down south, so they pluck them. And maybe they can do that. And I say all that to say this. Last interception of the game, that boy from South Florida. Quarterback, South Florida.
Yeah.
Cornerback that locked down Merriman, South Florida. So Miami, you may have lost. But you lost to your homeboys. Now, let's get into this NFL. What was going on, Tank? We gonna. Hey man, you know where I want to go first? Because I'm going to go here first because I know where the second conversation gonna go.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go here first. I'm gonna go with the Patriots beating the Texans 28-16. And I'm gonna go with that. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. It was 4
in the first half.
Oh, in the first half. CJ. Woo.
Regressed every year since his rookie year.
He had his receivers. And the crazy thing is, a good receiver was on the other side of that ball in Diggs. But here's silver lining on that crowd, CJ, and on that cloud. I'm gonna tell you like this. You, Drake, Bo, JD last year, Daniels last year, and Bryce. All y'all 1 or 2 wins away from Dak Prescott as career playoff victories. So, with that being said, it's okay. It's okay.
If I was DeMeco Ryans, I'm sorry. I know he said he never considered pulling him. I'm sorry. You threw 4 picks in a playoff game. You had 4 turnovers the previous week in a playoff game, and the only reason you were able to win, because the Steelers had no offense.
Right.
No. There is no tomorrow. I gotta sit you down and put Mills in and see what he can do. And if I'm gonna put you back in, it's because Mills is either playing worse than you, or I just sat you down to get your head right to talk to you. Because Stroud has shown in his 3 years that he sucks in the playoffs. He does not come through. He is terrible in the playoffs. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This man had 7, 8 turnovers in 2 playoff games this year. You can't do that. You cannot do that. And the look on his face told you, I don't want to be here. He looked like he had the look on his face like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. They coming after me. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't know what to do. He had the look on his face like like boxers used to have coming into the ring against Mike Tyson when he was invincible. They would come in there already looking defeated. And after they got hit 2 times, they were like, I don't want to box. Who put me in here? I don't need to be here. I got other stuff I can do in my life. That's how CJ was looking. CJ did not look like he wanted to be there. He can say what he wants. His comfort, looking at him, his body language, his facial expression, he did not want to be there. He had no confidence whatsoever. He was like, hey.
He was a California boy.
Yeah, hey, it ain't happening today. It ain't happening today. If the defense can't win this game for us, hey, it's time to go ahead and clean out the locker room. But I mean,
DeMeco better be careful too, because CJ has that franchise quarterback moniker on him already, and it's hard to tell them they're on a loose, string, and you can be pulled at any time. And it's like, you don't want to risk your own career leaving in a quarterback that's not going to do for you in the playoffs. So, because that he was still in the game.
Yeah, that defense kept him in the game still.
Twice in the rain. So it's like, man, like I hated fun, man. I hated fun, man.
He looked like he's a 1st-round draft pick, but he looked like somebody they got in the 4th or 5th round who was trying to figure out, hey, how you do this playoff ball thing. That's what he looked like. And the Patriots, man, what you kept saying last week about what Miami was gonna do, they kept on. You know what they were doing to him? They smack him. I mean, and hats off to the refs. They let them play because they was tearing their asses up. They let them play. It's like, hey man, this is the playoffs. Y'all can just tee off. Just don't do nothing outlandish that we can't sweep under the rug. But they was lighting fire to everybody anything that was moving. And that's what we need more of in the regular season.
I'm gonna tell you,
because Drake May was getting hit too.
I'm gonna tell you like this too. Shout out to the referees all weekend long, even in the national championship game. Somebody must have put out a memo to all zebras. We gonna let you play. Because there was a lot of calls that a lot of people said, you know what, we good. Let them go on and ball out. So shout out to them. But man, I hate. See, these are the types of situations where the cliche defense win championships. No. Defense puts you in a better position to win. Offense still need to score some points.
Yeah, somebody got to score.
Somebody got to score some points.
Because you can't win. This not high school. You don't win on the penetration.
You got to score some points. Like, come on now. This is what it is. It's a momentum shifter. All that defense win championships. That's not so true. The offense still need to score some points. Just like I was telling a friend the other night. In that $99, NFC Championship game that they lost 10-6.
Yeah, to the Rams.
All the Bucks needed to do was score a touchdown.
Yep, and that's why Dungy ended up getting fired, because the offense couldn't score. Gruden came in. And hey,
he scored.
I can get y'all to score. I can get y'all to score 20 points a game. We can win.
Them boys said, all we need is 17.
Yeah.
That's not a lot to ask for. This offense can't get a 17. So what I'm saying is like y'all keep overusing the term. Defense win championships. No, it does not. Defense puts you in a better position to win a championship. I need my offense to score some points. And then everybody talking about them sorry Cowboys. I need y'all not to be scoring so many points. But you're putting your defense back on the field. Like, come on, it's strategy here. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, and New England, I mean, they play the way Vrabel did. They play defense the way Vrabel played defense. And he has no problem. And I tell you, that's another thing. We say some people are just coordinators and they need to stick with that. Josh McDaniels sucks as a head coach.
But boy,
anytime he comes back home to New England, he keeps coming back, and their offense just clicks. He knows what he's doing as an offensive coordinator.
Know that.
He's got Drake May in a position to possibly win MVP. And looking at the way their offense runs, I mean, I didn't trust May coming into this season. I didn't believe in him last year as a rookie, and it was solely because, I'll be honest, it's simply because he came from University of North Carolina. They just don't produce quarterbacks in the NFL that do anything. I can't name one because Mitch Trubisky does not count because he didn't do jack. But you can't think of any North Carolina quarterbacks. Yeah, he was the first round, but May is impressive, and he moves around just enough that he's dangerous with his feet. He's got a strong arm. He puts the ball for the most part, he keeps the ball out of harm's way. But and even when he does have turnovers like he did, it's like he doesn't put the defense in the position that, oh man, now we got to do such and such. They didn't win all these games by accident. We could talk, and I talk trash with a buddy of mine who's a Patriots fan, and I say, man, y'all had a weak schedule this year. Y'all had one of the weakest schedules in the league, which is true. But they're still NFL players. They're still NFL teams. They get paid too. But they've done everything that they needed to do to put themselves in this position to play this week. And Drake May is the driving force behind their team. Those guys, they believe in him. I don't think the Texans truly believe in Stroud, like, hey, he's going to get it done. I think they're like, yeah, he's he's better than any other Ohio State quarterbacks. I think that's what they look at. I don't think they look at him and say, man, he can do this. When you talking in the room and no cameras on, no hot mics, I think there's a conversation going on with some of the offensive players and the defense among themselves. Look, man, we're gonna have to pitch a shutout or close to it because CJ gonna give it up. So we got to play above our abilities because CJ he's a liability, and that's what he is in the playoffs. He's a liability. Now, if they make it back next year, maybe next year will be the start of his progression, because most of the time by the third year, you get a quarterback who's been in the playoffs. You see something that you say, okay, he's getting the hang of it. He ain't got the hang of a damn thing yet, as far as the playoffs go. And that's what it's all about. That's when you make your money.
Yeah, when you make your money.
You are considered one of the best teams in the league, and you know what you're doing in the playoffs? You're playing against other teams that are the best in the league. That's when you have to step your game up. What you were doing in the regular season is not going to be good enough. And you see Drake May, he stepped up. Stroud, he steps back 3 years in a row. I mean, he's got to grow up. he has got to grow up, because you can only get guys to follow you so far before they lose faith in you. And if it wasn't for their defense, it would have been blown out.
I'm gonna tell you, man, and it's real. Stroud is what we always knew about Ohio State quarterbacks since Schlichter. They got all that talent around them, and they look better than what they are. Now, Stroud did come out of nowhere with that rookie season.
Yeah.
Shot out of the cannon. Had us believing. Had us watching ESPN.
He thought he'd arrive.
Hyperbolizing. Everybody want to be Howard Gotel and act like, oh, okay, I'm the one that said he was going to. Y'all got to stop doing that. Give him 3 years to pan out or fan out. It's just the truth. Y'all.
He's going into year 4. He's going into year 4, which is contract year 8. Are we going to extend this? Are we going to pick up his 5th-year option? Are we going to sign him to a long-term deal? Or are we going to go and look and see if we can find another quarterback? He did himself a disservice this past weekend.
Because Houston is looking like we need to be a franchise that now our identity moving forward, when we become 30 years old and all of that stuff, we need to be known for our defense.
Yeah. And you know DeMeco's a defensive guy.
You need to be.
And who was it? Sovic, the offensive coordinator, got rid of him the other year. And he got rid of him after his rookie season. And he's regressed every year since.
Every year.
Now the Patriots, on the other hand, May is doing this. And it's been 5 years since since they've been in the playoffs again. And now, I mean, I was hoping, I was hoping that it was gonna be a 15, 20-year slump. And I'll be damned if it ain't.
They back already.
Yeah. And they're getting back. They don't even have everything that they need yet. They got pieces that they need. Because Diggs is not getting any younger. They need a true number 1 receiver, and they need some other little pieces. But hey, and their division, Buffalo, they got some things going on.
That window might be over. We got about to get to it.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're sitting pretty right now, regardless of what happens this weekend. But I thought that, it was.
Miami just Howard Seller.
So yeah. No, the defense. No, what's his name? Hafley, the Green Bay.
No. Yeah, the Green Bay guy. They didn't get Tennessee got Seller.
Tennessee got Seller. Yeah.
The Green Bay guy. Right.
Yeah.
They got him. So now we were talking about because I know where this is about to go. No, we're not gonna go there yet. Because I know where I wanted to go. So moving along. Let's go to the other young boy who threw the pick at the end of the game. My main man, Caleb Williams, and the Chicago Bears. Against the Rams, 20-17. Heartbreaker, man. I was kind of rooting for Caleb. I really was. The last drive before the final drive was something special. He was looking like he was about to do his thing, but he hadn't been there 3 years yet for me to be, going crazy. But they lost 20-17 to the LA Rams. Rams still in it. Rams still on the West Coast, about to meet the Seattle Seahawks. We can give our picks at the end of the night for that. I I was a little upset for the Indiana fans, but I was glad for the Indiana fans because a lot of Indiana Hoosiers are Chicago Bears. And it was looking good. It was looking like a good weekend for them. But unfortunately, Caleb threw that pick, and now the Rams are moving along to play Seattle. What do you think about that game?
I thought it was a good game. The Bears were playing with house money because the Bears are 2 years ahead of schedule. I mean,
is it really a schedule? Is it really a schedule? Like, are we really on the schedule?
Yeah. Because it's a new coach, new system, whole new culture, everything. So this year, hey, we're learning everything. We're trying to do some things and show people that, hey, we're moving in the right direction.
I got a question. What year was Raheem Morris in?
Yeah, but you talk about somebody who's a better coach.
No.
Raheem was in his second year.
Second year.
Yeah.
What year is Michael Penix?
First year, because he ain't played 17 games yet. He ain't played 17 games yet.
I'm just asking, if you're on a schedule, you still should have time to complete. So is it really a schedule?
Raheem was in over his head, man.
But is it really a schedule, man?
Yeah, because you look at everything that they assembled around Caleb. These guys were rookies last year. The next year, second year, 2, you start seeing some growth. Third year, make it to the playoffs and probably lose in the first round because they learned. In the fourth year, bam! But they did it this year. And
so what you're saying is, you're ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
When you're winning.
Yeah, because they weren't supposed to be.
Says who?
They weren't. You didn't expect. Nobody expected Chicago to make this game. Nobody did.
It's 0-0 every year.
Yeah, but nobody expected that. Every Bear fan that I talked to before the season, when the season started, saying, "Hey, if we win 8 games, I'm happy because it showed us making some progress."
Okay, so your expectation for next year starts when you start doing stuff right.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna talk to a Bear fan and then what's gonna happen? Oh,
we're gonna do Super Bowl.
See what I'm saying? Like I don't know if I don't know if it's a schedule, man.
Yeah, because next year their defense should be better. The defense comes with a lot of turnovers. They don't stop a lot of people. That's the reason why they always having to have these comebacks, because your defense ain't stopping no damn body. But they're making turnovers. And also,
you can go from a fifth defense to a 32nd with one player though.
Yeah, they got to do something. They got to do something because there's nobody on their defense that really scares you. They got guys, but the offense. But the thing I like the most, because I thought the Rams were going to win it. That's who I picked.
Right.
And I was looking at Caleb, and this is what's going to tell you how determined and dedicated Caleb is to being a better quarterback. And it's also going to tell you how good of a coach Johnson is. He's got to do the same thing with Caleb that Holmgren had to do with Favre, that Reed had to do with Mahomes, and it's a lot of these great quarterbacks who were stallion. You had to do it with Staub going back. Tom Landry had to do it with Staubach. Noel had to do it with Bradshaw. It had to be done with later in his career. It had to be done with Elway when he got under Shanahan. But you have to be able to rein these guys in a little and tell them, I know what you can do physically, but I don't need you I don't need you to be Superman on every single play. I need you to pick your spots. I need you to be smart. I need you to I don't want to stifle you so that you can't do what makes you unique. But I don't need you trying to do the stuff that Caleb did to throw that last pick. There was no reason for him to throw that ball. He had people open underneath. He could have thrown. He could have and should have thrown to. But instead, he does that because that touchdown pass that put them in overtime. That was when he needed to be Superman, and he did it. He turned around and tried to do it in overtime, and the damn kryptonite hit him upside the head because he didn't need to throw it. But you have to do that. He's gonna always throw picks. I don't think that's gonna be worked out of him to the degree that he doesn't have double-digit picks most years. Because Favre threw a hell of a lot of picks, we threw a hell of a lot of touchdowns. He had a lot of comebacks and this, that, and other. So and remember, Patrick Mahomes hasn't been league MVP Patrick Mahomes since then. He picks his spots. He's learned how to do other things and not have to make the big play on every single play. And he's become a much better quarterback with that. And I think that's the progression and the growth that we're gonna see out of Caleb with Ben Johnson. Those two working together, because there are things that he doesn't like in Ben, that Ben doesn't like in him, that he's gonna have to say, man, he's gonna do that, so I gotta let him do it sometime. I gotta let him know when you can do those things. So yeah, I think they're ahead of schedule, and he's gonna be better next year. Their record might not be as good, but I think the team is gonna be better.
I think at 12-7, and they lost to a 14-5 vet with some nice receivers. On that pick, DJ Moore was a lot of them say he wasn't going at it full speed. But I'm going back on what you're saying, and I'm not going against you. I'm saying that even we as people who have opinions about this game, we need to start being the people who follow this game and start understanding that what's happening and realize we can't, as much as we want to, as much as we love to, and as much as those things fall into place sometimes, it's just not the truth anymore. And what I mean by that is the schedule is now. Like this dude can literally be sunshine down in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like next year, he could turn into him, #1 pick.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying what I'm saying as far as ahead of schedule is concerned, because in 2018, we had a NFL MVP that was his first year starting and made it to an AFC Championship game. So and he lost to Tom Brady. And then after that, because that was ahead of schedule, but guess what he did? He put himself in harm's way to be critiqued. And so now Patrick Mahomes goes along with MVPs, Super Bowl MVPs, and what was it, 7 straight AFC West titles or something crazy?
8.
So it's like, who do you become? Because this cat done raised the bar. And then what did we have? We had CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels. They raised the bar of what rookie QB is supposed to look like. And Cam Ward name just get tossed in the wind when we used to put them on schedule and let them build. Now we don't do that no more. So it's like, when you say someone is on the schedule, it can work against you to do this, because you can fall. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not making him the caliber. I'm not making him the caliber of players that these guys were. But Sean King was on the schedule in '99. He set himself up for 2000. Oh, we going jog to the championship. Didn't happen.
But there's a difference in the caliber of quarterback Sean.
I mean, that Prescott put himself on the schedule, and now he on a 10-year. Look at the 10-year. Like we gotta really be careful because the demand that's come is year by year.
Yeah, but that team, the Bears team, wasn't good enough to win the Super Bowl. Not this year. The Rams, on the other hand,
is the Seahawks team. Are we saying that because they're still in it?
No, I think the Rams. I'm not saying the Rams are gonna win the Super Bowl. No, I got Seattle, but the Rams. You saw coaching. You saw what a veteran quarterback who, I have to say it again. The past couple of years, Stafford has worked his way for me to get into Canton. Because before he got no, everybody said he this, that, no. I said, yeah, he got a nice arm, this, that, another. But but I wasn't putting him in Canton. I said he could buy a ticket, but he's played his way into Canton, and you can say, hey,
keep Stafford's name right over there to the side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you something about that.
Yeah, but I think, but we got to give credit to the Rams for doing what they need to do. I mean, they
do what they need to
overtime. Do. Yeah. Well, we had 3 games winning overtime. 4 if you want to include the national championship. Well,
4 if you can,
yeah. So I haven't seen this many overtime games in the NFL in quite some time.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one that didn't go into overtime, and we ain't got to talk about that one too much.
Yeah, we got to say something about that one.
You got to say something about that 41-6.
Yeah.
Woo! Hey, now that
it ain't gonna take long.
That one lived up to spank 'em. That one lived up to spank 'em. Woo! That one lived up to spank 'em. And the crazy thing about that is, and I guess it's not crazy, but Chris McCaffrey is still in the MVP talk. But go ahead.
Yeah, he is, and I can see why. Because 1,200 yards rushing, 900 some yards receiving, and I wish he would have gotten that double 1,000. If he gotten that double 1,000, he'd probably be a lock for it because people love that number. He double 1,000. You got to give it to him. Yeah, and but we talked about this a few weeks ago when he looked like he was gonna do it, and the 1,000, it's great. It looks good, but to get 1,000 yards now, you're talking about rushing for 62 yards a week, and you're talking about reception, catching 62 yards in passes. So you actually are asking for, as far as in each category, I can't even say mediocre numbers. Because if you got a running back who is giving you 62 yards on the ground every week, you ain't happy. You're looking for another back.
Another one of those. Another one of those situations. We can't necessarily compare it to the old days. We can't.
Yeah.
1,000 yards in a 14-game season really should have been moved up to 1,200 by the time you go to 16 games. Let's be real. It should have been 1,200. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I think that I give credit to Shanahan prior to this game, because this game, that man lost all of his composure. He was yelling he was yelling the whole game and doing this like, dude, you're the one who called it. I don't even know what you want to call that damn dumbass play that he ran to the short side of the field. Hey, I'm gonna pitch it to Purdy. I want you to pitch it to Krishek, my fullback, who runs a 5-3. And when Krishek, when you get it, I want you to pitch it to McCaffrey. This is not Varsity Blues.
Ooh.
This is not Remember the Titans.
Ooh.
This is the NFL. That crap does not work. And that was a dumb play, period. And you ran it to the short side of the field. I mean, it's not any given Sunday. If you're gonna run that stupid play, maybe you call it at the end of the game when you got 5 seconds left. You say, "Hey, we're gonna catch him off. We're gonna catch him off guard." Maybe it's that, but that's not a play you run that early in the game. You don't run it, period. But you don't run it that early in the game, because that told me y'all ain't got nothing for him. But like I said, prior to this game, I was giving Shanahan credit for the walking wounded and having all those guys out and still getting them as far as they got this season. But a war of attrition, you saw the better team won anyway, but they were a whole lot better with all those injuries.
Right.
All those injuries. Because, I mean, and shouts out to Sam Darnold. I mean,
what up, boy? Showing you something different. Put Sam Darnold name. Put Sam Darnold name over there on your bracket. Put it over there on the list because we're gonna bring him up. And I'm surprised Friday Night Lights didn't get a shout out.
Yeah, I thought about Friday Night Lights. So I said, I think they got the gist of it. But
right.
There was a piss poor call offensive game called by Shanahan. And Purdy, he was doing all he could, but I mean, what can you do when another team is everybody's healthy and everybody's good, and you got
everybody healthy,
and you got there? I'm wondering about Brandon Ayuk. I wonder if he was sitting at home, or I wonder if he was sitting at home saying, "Man, if I would have went to my if I would have went to rehab, maybe they could have activated me for the playoffs." But you know, that man just stole money. But
that's why I don't even want his name coming up on the ticker for them Cowboys. But go ahead.
Yeah,
I saw it.
But that was a beating of monumental proportions.
Beating.
It could have been worse than that.
I'm gonna tell you something though. I loved it. Not that I'm a San Francisco hater, but we got one more to go. Because we don't need them getting 7. And I know you don't want them getting 7.
Uh-huh.
But it was like, I didn't need San Francisco getting 6 before we got 6. Mm-hmm. And I don't need that other team. I didn't need y'all getting 7. And I don't need this other team.
Right.
But they might let that other team catch up with that one man that got 7.
Yeah.
That has 7. So you never know. But he's not doing it with his coach.
He's not doing it with the quarterback, yeah.
Well, no, he's not doing it with Bill Belichick. So
yeah.
But
that game, man, I liked all the games this weekend. Well, and then you said it before. Shout out to the officials. They were physical. They were getting punched in the damn throat, and I loved it. Kenny Walker was running hard. I like Kenny Walker. I wanted Pittsburgh to get the draft, but he is in Jiggle. If they get to the Super Bowl, I think he's going to show his behind.
You know that we're gonna talk about it, but that Puka Nacua and Jigba, you better be sitting down. Sitting down, boy. This thing gonna be. We about to see it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at them two. Both of them can go, and you know Puka, he can definitely go for 200.
Oh, Puka can go for 200.
Yeah.
He can go for 200. It can get real live in these streets. Speaking of live in these streets, we are live on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, No Jazz Show, NOJASSSHOW, Instagram. Find us there at the No Jazz Show, and X. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, email us at nojazzshow@gmail.com. Now, I'm going to do that on the quick version because the last and final game of that quarterfinal divisional round leading up to the conference championship, Denver and those Buffalo Bills. It's hard to overcome 5, boy. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to overcome 5 TOs, but he still had him in the game. Yeah. And for those of you who are trying to say, "Oh, if that would have been Dak, shut up. We would have been out of the
game." Yeah, and the people saying, "Oh, what about if it was Lamar? You know, what would have been said?" But
we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that. But It was a fantastic game.
Physical.
Physical. I really, honestly, I'm not gonna even lie. As much as I want to see New England lose,
yeah, I definitely
wanted that Denver. I wanted that Denver Houston. I wanted that Denver Houston AFC. I wanted them two physical defenses, them DBs.
Yeah.
I wanted to see them head up.
Both of those teams, Denver and Houston have the best two sets of corners in the league.
Oh, I wanted to see it. And unfortunate news for Bo Nix, who is out for the remainder of the season. Man,
that's heartbreaking, man. I mean,
I think Sean Payton might have something up his sleeve, though.
Yeah, he looked like Vermeil when Trent Green went down,
right?
And he's like, he almost verbatim said that, like, hey, we're going with Jarrett Stidham. He's going to do well. That's who we're going with, and we're going to play well. I mean, but his voice was shaking. His voice was tremoring because, like, I got to do something. If I got to make somebody believe this shit because we got problems. We gonna have problems.
Voice was trembling like Ernestine, not trying to tell Jay she was sleeping with Trump.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Country Wayne fans.
Yeah, I just think that Buffalo, they fired Sean McDermott after that game, and there was a reason why they fired him, because they lost. He thinks that the only things they got enough talent and a good enough team basically be in the Super Bowl. And sometimes, sometimes things just don't work out.
Sean, come on. What's Sean? What's Sean a coordinator of? He defense.
Offensive coordinator.
Come on, guy. Sean. Come on, Sean. Sean, I got one for you. Let's do an ultimate trade. We want Josh Allen to come over to the Cowboys, and you be the OC. Let Shotty. I know Shotty think he's something. Get rid of that other boy, number 4. Get rid of him. Because Josh, let me tell you something. Just like he said, you deserve a Matthew Stafford. You're in your moment now. You're in your moment, because your franchise's barometer that you needed to live up to, that you could have surpassed with one win of a Super Bowl, you haven't even made it. And your template, your benchmark was 4, bro. So you'd have had to make it 5 times and lose, or 1 time and win. You can't even make it 4, bro. So come on over here. You ain't McDermott. Hey. Come on, man. I'm with it. Trade, swap him out. Send that boy to Buffalo. You know who I'm talking about. Send him to Buffalo. I know you can't, but send him to Buffalo.
Yeah, I think Buffalo's got some stuff they got to figure out along with it.
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
And I know people want to say that people make excuses for Josh or whatnot, but it's like when they've had, it's like, and it's hard to do, but it's like when they've had 1 or 2, when they've had the things that you need, they've always had something that was missing. When they had the offense, they didn't have the defense. When they got a defense that was a little better, they lost some pieces on offense. But Brandon Cooks, I thought it was a catch, but you got to. But like they said, by the letter of the law, it wasn't.
It went full and complete.
Yeah, but
well, you saw what I said. That ain't them. That's them trying to make sure Prime ain't the main person in the Boulder, Colorado, Denver area. like I'm here to tell you, man. That's my theory. Like the way y'all made the portal and getting older players with Cignetti And now Sean Payton in Denver is in the AFC Championship game. Y'all done straight up wiped out Prime. y'all wiped Prime out. Like ever since when they attached the I win, Google me. Yeah. All I heard that was a clean, cool line. Clean, cool line. But everybody else saying it though. Like,
he's been saying it though.
Prime saying that. Come on, man. Like y'all can't let people have that line. But to my point in saying all of that shake up, Josh Allen. Go ahead, what you saying? Josh Allen, you know where you were going. You know where you was going. Go there.
Yeah, there's a time that you gotta rise above it. I mean, if they had lost this game and you didn't have those turnovers, it'd be different. But you had those turnovers. You've had turnovers in the playoffs. You too are coming up short. And it's one of those things where if y'all lose in the playoffs every year, but you're playing well and you're not having turnovers, hey, nobody can say anything about you. But you're having turnovers also. And that's not conducive to winning big. Because the bottom line is those people in Buffalo, Bills Mafia, they won a championship. They had a bite at the apple 4 times in a row. And each time they went, the beating got progressively worse. And they're probably feeling like, man, we cursed up in Buffalo. They got a new facility, a new stadium coming. And now they thought they were going to have a ring. They thought they were going to be having a trophy in it. But now you just got.
Go ahead.
Huh?
What did we say?
What's that?
What did we say?
You got to win it, man. You can't. All that other stuff.
What did we say? What did we say, Tank? Weeks ago, if you are paying attention to the greatest show, the greatest podcast on the internet, the problem with our podcast is we're futuristic. Everything we saying now gonna come to fruition. Because we said this weeks ago. If you're gonna win it, this is the year.
This is the year, yeah.
Yeah, you ain't dealing with Mahomes,
Burrow,
Lamar, everybody that the Bills have lost to 4 times prior to that was coming out of the NFC East. Remember that, Buffalo? Yeah. Buffalo, you got New York, you got Dallas twice, and
you got Washington.
Philly was the only one in there, but NFC East they're not even around. If you were gonna do it, this year was the year to do it. It was in your favor, man.
And now you let New England pass you.
You let New
England. These young upstart, these younger quarterbacks and teams are coming up. Now you have to contend not only with them, but if these other teams bounce back, you got to contend with them too.
Got to contend.
And it's gonna be rough. And I'm sorry. I mean, the money could be the only thing that to get you there. And maybe if you want to play with Josh, but Buffalo is now the dang destination that people are saying, hey, I want to go and play there. Because it's cold. Yeah, because it's cold in the summertime.
Yeah. Buffalo is a we build young cats who eventually want to get out of here in 3-4 years. So we're gonna play to get our contracts out of here. It's that type of franchise. It really is.
Yeah, so I mean,
Josh, get disgruntled. Tell them you want to leave. All of that. I want to win for no. You are a top 5 quarterback, elite quarterback. You have a voice in the NFL, not just Buffalo. Tell them you want to leave. There's a destination in Arlington for you. We would love to have a guy that can have 5 turnovers and still be in the game in the 4th quarter. We would love that. We would love to have a guy that's not out of the game After he throw one pick six and I almost pick six, and the playoffs is over. We would love to have a guy that don't get a top 5 defense all the time, but when he get one, can score over 12 points.
Yeah.
And hold the team to 19. Come on, man. We love you, boy. We would love to have you. Come on. Get disgruntled.
Yeah.
Please.
And the one thing that I noticed about this year's playoffs, with the exception of Brock Purdy, everybody quarterback was a former first round draft pick. And there's a reason for that.
A year ago, Tank?
Yeah, there's a reason for that. And I remember years ago, I interviewed LeVon Kirkland, and I asked him about the Super Bowl against Dallas when Neil O'Donnell threw those 3 picks, and he said, well, he said that game convinced him that you need to have a great quarterback in order to win the Super Bowl. And now, this Final Four in the NFL, all 4 teams have a first-round draft pick or have a first-round quarterback.
Regardless of how they started.
Yeah, they were all drafted in the first round for a reason. Now, unfortunately for Denver, Bo Nix won't be playing. But if he was healthy, he would be playing. So you got 4 first-round picks. And when you draft the quarterback in the first round, I don't care what anybody tells you, you're drafting him because you believe he can take you to win the Super Bowl.
Pedigree. Exactly.
You're not drafting him in the first round. Oh, I think he's gonna be pretty good. We can get to some playoffs. No, it pans out when you draft the quarterback that takes you to the Super Bowl, and especially wins a Super Bowl.
And can we please stop with all of this splitting hair conversations and semantics, talking about well, what about Tom Brady? Tom Brady is an anomaly.
Yeah, I don't include Tom Brady in quarterback play, and when you analyze the quarterback and saying you need this, that, and the other, he's somewhere else. Because whatever you say about quarterback needs to be able to do this, that, and the other, and you need all this other stuff, Tom Brady is by himself. He's on another shelf. He's got to have some mobility. He's got to be able to run these days. Well, Tom Brady didn't, and he's just different. He's just different.
And let's be clear. Tom Brady's first Super Bowl appearance was 2001. Right? Well, the 2002 Super Bowl. 2001 Super Bowl.
To quote Cam Newton, like what he likes to say, in that year, game manager.
Game manager. But I want people to understand. I want people to understand that in 1997, the man Tom Brady, the man who had to get injured for Tom Brady to get a starting position, had the Patriots in the Super Bowl. The number 1
former first round pick.
First overall pick. Overall. So the theory, New England, the theory remains true. So my point to you is this: Drew Bledsoe was starting that 2001 season. He was still starting. He got injured, and it's not taken away from Tom's legend. But if things go on to be where they are, and that defense is what they are, because we might not have found out that defense are what they are if it wasn't for the game manager getting in there in Tom Brady. But let's be clear, the theory holds true. A number 1, a first round 1 of 1, had already been to the Super Bowl and could have possibly been on his way again that year. Do not act like Tom got plucked out.
Yeah.
Like Garoppolo losing his job to Purdy. Don't do that.
Right. Yeah.
That's different. You understand the history. No. A 1 of 1.
And you also have to take into account of all the Super Bowls.
Drew Bledsoe, shout out to Drew.
Yeah, of all the Super Bowls, 19 of those Super Bowls have had first-round quarterbacks who won those championships.
19.
And you say, oh man, 19, that's not even half. No, but there's 4 of them that have multiple championships.
Thank you.
There's a reason why quarterback is the single most important position in team sports.
Stop bringing up Tom Brady. Stop. He ain't coming no more. But I know a one of one is coming and a first round is coming. It's just what it is. Hold on. Let me get this correct. If Buffalo beats Denver, still got a first round in there, right?
Yeah.
If Chicago beats LA, you got a 1-1 in there, right?
Yep.
The only one would have been Purdy, right?
Yeah, Purdy's the only outlier. If Pittsburgh Pittsburgh had won, you got Rodgers who's the first.
You got Rodgers, a 1 of 1.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't worth. He got shafted. He got shafted. Yeah. But come on now.
Yeah, but they all first round draft picks, and for a reason. And what you expect out of your first round quarterback is a Super Bowl appearance and ideally a win.
Exactly.
That's why you're drafted in the first round. Now, how it pans out, hey, that's something different. But you can look at it and you can say, hey, if you got a first round draft pick at quarterback, there's a good chance that he's going to get you to a Super Bowl eventually. Stafford had to change teams and had to come late in his career, but he still took a team there. I mean, it might come early, it might come late, but still. But yeah, and if Green Bay had won, you got Love. He's the first round pick. So it was a good physical game. All those games were physical. Some people it was physical just on one end because Frisco just got punched in the damn mouth. They had him up by the throat.
Exactly.
They were dragging.
And for those of you who gonna try to look deep because you don't really know what's going on, yes, he was number 17. Doug Williams was a first round pick.
Yeah, first round pick. Yeah.
17.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. We're not talking noise here, man.
And so you go back and you go back and look at the history of the Super Bowl. You look at how many those quarterbacks who won the game, who won Super Bowls, and some of them multiple. They were all first round picks. Now you got some who first round picks and they lost.
You got a lot of them.
They still got your team there.
You got your they still Marino still got your team there. Drew Bledsoe still got your team.
Got your team there. Cam Newton got your team there.
Still got your team there.
So, hey, it is what it is.
Jared Goff still got your team there.
Yeah.
He was the one in LA the first time. Still got your team there. I think we need to cut this out and cut it out fast.
It's the single most important position in team sports.
Over there in Arlington, you're sitting on him too long. You sat on 2. The data. They ain't gonna be nothing but great analysts after their career.
Any surprise hirings as far as head coaches? You do head coaching position? Any of them shock you? Because I was surprised.
No. Before you go there, we kind of went off on a tangent, and I'm sorry, but we have to tackle this. We got 15 minutes, and we're gonna get on that. We got to tackle this though, because I really need people to say I understand what's going on.
Okay.
If that would have been Lamar Jackson, we wouldn't have heard the last of it. Do you think Lamar Jackson is not getting a fair deal by the media and social media when it pertains to what happens to Josh Allen, where he doesn't get the same type of demands or grunt that do you think it's different?
To a degree, but I think that it's different because you had, was it Bill Polian or no? Was it Bill Polian or was it Charlie Casserly who said that they thought Lamar, when he was coming out, should have played wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
I think people took that and they jumped on it and it's like, okay, well, yeah. So now if he does anything, it's like they were already again, they put it in people's mind, well, he's an expert. He knows what he's talking about. So anything this guy does and that's decent as a quarterback, hey, he's already better than what anybody thought he would be. And when he was actually a legitimate quarterback who like everybody else needs some work because he has gotten better as a passer. But yes, to answer your question, I do think he doesn't get the same amount of blame for playing poorly in the playoffs or for not winning in the playoffs, because initially his first few times in the playoffs he played poorly. Lately, it's been Zay Flowers dropping the ball, fumbling the ball. It's been Andrews dropping the ball. It's been fumbles. It's been your OC and your head coach.
The last plays. Remember, we watched that didn't determine that game, but it's that last play thing. But go ahead.
Yeah, and we got a stud at running back, but we're not gonna give him the ball anymore, and we're gonna do something else instead of doing what's working. So, and the fact that he has had, the fact that we believe or they say that he's got a better team all around him than Josh has ever had, they hold that against him. Now, and I don't think a lot of their Ravens stuff, man, they got all this. It's Ravens mystique. The Ravens defense hasn't been elite in years. It's been a while since that defense has been.
They went to offense.
Oh man, yeah, it was offense. And I think Josh, because he puts on his, I don't even want to say he puts his cape on more than Lamar, but I think Lamar has been banged up also. He's been injured. And I think that plays into it. But I do think that there's a discrepancy in the way they're both critiqued when they come up short in the playoffs, because there are a lot of excuses or reasons made for why Josh doesn't win, as opposed to Lamar for some of those same things. You got teammates that don't hold up their end of the bargain for Lamar, and you've also got coaches who don't stick with what's working a lot. Now, again, like I said, his first 2 playoff games, Lamar stunk. But Josh has been in the playoffs and has more playoff games than Lamar. He's 0-8 in the playoffs.
Like 5-9 or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
He's like 0-8. I mean, it's like it's like the Wiz. You can't win, Josh, because
Lamar won 2 at least.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay. Lamar's won playoff games, but Josh he's coming up. He's really coming up short, and someone needs to. It's like he has what they want to say heroic efforts in losing causes, but a lot of times it's because he put them in position to have to try to be heroic in the first place because it's damn turnovers. So you got to say they both come up short. They both don't play their best game in the playoffs. And I will also always say this: when you're in the playoffs, you're one of the best teams in the league. Your record says it, so you're in there. But you're also playing teams that are also one of the best in the league. So it's like you're playing against the best of the best when you get to the playoffs. It's not written in stone that you're supposed to win. you got to come up, you got to do something special to win in the playoffs. You can't just go in there and, oh, well, we've been good all year, so we're going to do this. So, yeah, I do think that there's a discrepancy in the way that it's handled because people are more apt to jump on Lamar and criticize him than they are Josh. And with the stuff that came out about Lamar a couple of weeks ago, how, hey, well, they practice in the afternoon because Lamar don't like to practice in the morning, or Lamar's up late playing video games. So, you know, it's just another thing to jump on him about. But until either one of them wins a championship or at least gets there, I mean, you got to at least get there. They both, for me, are in the same boat. And they should get whatever praise you give the one, you can give to the other. Whatever critique you give to one, you can give to the other. The hell with all the other little stuff because they're in the same boat, basically.
I'll give you this. Hold on. Let me sing my song. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. Now let me throw him a coon. Let me throw him a coon cap. I'm about to turn into a coon. I'm about to turn into a coon right now. I'm throwing on my David Crockett raccoon cap because I'm about to turn into a coon to a lot of people. This is what it is. I think people are stuck in using. You don't have to be stuck on it. I think they're using that Bill Polian or Charlie Casserly remark about you should play receiver. Not the first time that they've heard that. They just heard it in a new era and they shouldn't have heard that. I apologize for that happening to Lamar because I didn't like it myself. But guess what? Guess what? You got to let it go. Want to know why? Because that remark right there has nothing to do with the playoffs, especially after the NFL has said, the way that guy plays quarterback, we recognize that as an NFL MVP. And not only do we recognize that as an NFL MVP, we recognize it twice. Not only do we recognize it twice, we recognized it 2 times before we recognized the same style white boy doing it and Josh Allen, just bigger with it, once. He just got his MVP last year. So all of that, using the wide receiver thing, if you holding on to that, you got to let it go. Lamar Jackson got 2 league MVPs, baby. 2 league MVPs has solidified him in Canton. So let's put that over there. All right? Let's put that over there. Now, head to head, just like you said, both of them have played bad in the playoffs. But guess what? Both of them had been in the playoffs. Both Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have been in the playoffs with a running back that's led the league in rushing. Both of them have had to deal with coaches that agreed and disagreed about the way they played, but figured it out. And both of them, as of now, as of this season, have coaches that they disagree with that have been fired due to what they did in the playoffs. And both of them have had name brand star receivers that have left them because they feel like I should be getting more balls than this running guy over here. We gonna act like Hollywood Brown wasn't with the Ravens? We gonna act like Stephon Diggs wasn't with the Bills? Let's not act like that. Both of them have had to deal with that. Lamar ain't never healed right. He been injured. Josh Allen had an ankle and a thumb, so he been injured. Both of them have had their players come up short for them in the playoffs. But let me tell y'all why y'all stuck on believing. Oh, hold on. Both of them been beat by the king. Both of them have to go through Mahomes and then been beat. Both of them watched the Prince, who came after them, I think, beat them to a Super Bowl in Burrow. Both of them watched that Prince beat the king. Both of them have had to deal with that. Now, this is what y'all stuck on. Believing that Josh Allen don't get the same grunt when he do stuff that Lamar Jackson get. You know when y'all first heard Lamar Jackson get the stuff he got about the playoffs? When he met the Buffalo Bills and lost to Josh Allen? Mm-hmm. That's 0-1. Do you know when you heard it again and then you really got mad? Even though they didn't play outside games? When he met Josh Allen again in the playoffs and lost. He's 0-2 against the same dude that get the same thing he get. They pretty much have like the same career.
Yeah, I don't think that it's I know they keep angling for it, but I don't think it's a racial issue. I don't think it is.
They angle it there, but the truth of the matter is, you're not going to hear Josh Allen get the noise Lamar Jackson got when Lamar Jackson loses 2 games to him. The loser gonna always get the noise. If Josh Allen would have lost those games or one of those games to Lamar, Josh would have got the noise. Josh gets the noise. He gets it.
Yeah.
He just didn't get it when he beat Lamar, and Lamar didn't beat him. That's what it was. Yeah. Let it go.
And plus, both of them had all kinds of doubts about them coming into the league.
All kinds of doubts. This man came from Josh Allen's from what, a Division I AA school?
No, they're D1, Wyoming, but
Wyoming, they're just not one. They're not one of the bigger.
Wyoming, yeah.
Come on, man. Like y'all gotta let that go, man. And the only reason you're stuck on, you're like, why are they talking about Lamar? And y'all had to wait a whole year for Josh not to play somebody and lose, to be mad at what they said about Lamar when he played Josh. That's when it started. When he played Josh, he lost to that man twice in the playoffs. When they be getting all the noise. Josh Allen would have got that same noise. I'm telling you.
They both just need to up their game and get to the playoffs. Bottom line.
That's all it is. Stop saying that he don't get it. Ain't no. If he beat Josh about to get all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? If Josh beat him again, both of them get that same run in the playoffs. Lamar, you gonna get it. That's what it is.
Lamar, you were at home on the couch during the playoffs. Josh is home now, but he did play in the playoffs. So I mean,
y'all got it. And going back to that point I made about that window and that ahead of schedule. I think Lamar was ahead of schedule and he was doing things that he was ahead of schedule with. But guess what?
Yeah.
Harbaugh in New York. like y'all got
window
man.
Closed.
Window closed. Lamar, you another one, man. Hey, man. I did say your Hall of Fame was solidified, but I think they'll enjoy you at home down in Miami. I think they'll enjoy that. I think with these boys taking over the city again and the Dolphins gonna have to use them to get in the club. Y'all might need to have something like that go on, but that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah. No,
sorry if I made anybody mad, but the truth is the truth. You're 0-2. You're 0-2 versus Josh.
Now you mentioned Lamar, basically a lot for the Hall of Fame. Are you basing that on the fact that he's got 2 MVPs or his overall career in his play?
2 MVPs.
Okay, just the MVPs.
Two league MVP. Okay. Which quarterback has? You know what? I hope this kind of go viral. It's a lot of quarterbacks with 2 league
Steve Young.
Young. Mahomes still got 2.
Yeah. I mean,
now
I don't think there's none who have 2, who have multiple, who haven't made the Hall of Fame yet, with the exception of Rodgers, because he hadn't.
There are none with multiple who haven't made the Hall of Fame. Now, here's where I said he'll lock, but then again, I don't know, because here's where the template gets tricky. I shouldn't have said that, but I like the 2. Here's where the template gets tricky, because you named somebody that kind of took me. Now I'm teeter-tottering. Steve Young has 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Steve Young was a passer thrower type of guy. Steve Young got that monkey off his back with 1.
Yeah.
If he's the template, the next one down in that category would be Cam. Super Bowl appearance, league MVP. Does Lamar's 2 MVPs trump Cam's MVP Super Bowl appearance? Because the template is Steve Young.
Yeah. My thing is, and I don't think that Cam is a Hall of Fame quarterback.
See, you don't think Cam? You don't think Cam straight up is a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Right. I think he's Hall of Good, but I don't think he's Hall of Fame. And nothing wrong with it. To be good in NFL is a heck of an accomplishment. I'm not sure that I would put Lamar in the Hall of Fame at this point, because there's some things about him and things about his game. There's just some things that don't. When I look at him, I don't say, man, he's he's without doubt one of the best to ever do it. I don't see it. Is he good? Has he improved a hell of a lot? Yes. And is he special? Yes. But I don't say, man, he's one of the best I've ever seen play. And for me, that's my criteria. That's part of my.
You would have to be like, he's one of the best of that style to put him. Because best QB NFL play? No, absolutely not.
Because I'm not going to give him a out as far as because he runs and he does. Okay, that's fine. That's great. That's something extra, and that's great. But now we're to the point now where we've got a whole bunch of quarterbacks that are running. And we can say this for the next show, because I got a question regarding.
Yeah, his template has changed. I know I said lock with 2, but.
Yeah. But that's as I said, okay, you're basing that on.
That's it.
But so
leading the league, all-time leading rusher. I don't hold that one too high. I really don't.
And it's not like Lamar is a perennial 4,000-yard passer.
It's not like he's a perennial 4,000-yard passer. You know, he's arguably, even in that style, not better than Vic. I'm just talking about straight up. You know, that style. I might be attaching. There's a possibility I'm attaching that Heisman Trophy to him.
Yeah, I think he's better than Vic was, but in this
league, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In this era, Vic couldn't have been.
Yeah, I don't, because Vic never had outstanding numbers at all in any area. Not passing yards. He's barely got over 3,000 yards as a passer in the season.
He was a dynamic highlight reel.
Yeah. So I want to see how they're gonna. Yeah.
Like I said, and
that carries weight.
It carries weight because we don't have multiple league MVPs not in the Hall of Fame. There's not.
Yeah. Well, I think that gets you in.
Right.
I think that does get you in, but
because that was the only criteria I was using.
Yeah, and for me, I think I need more than that for criteria to get in. Because you could have
and to be totally honest with you,
mm-hmm.
if Lamar gets in with the two, because they say when you turn out the lights in the Hall of Fame,
yeah.
This is just a point about quarterbacks. They say when you turn out the lights in Canton at the Hall of Fame, the buses come alive and start talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some GMs and some owners in there too.
Yeah.
In the Hall of Fame, right? So here's what's gonna happen. Lamar, you make it to the Hall of Fame with your 2 league MVPs. I'm gonna be happy for you. But when the lights turn out at night and the buses start talking, one of them players and one of them GMs gonna ask you, they gonna say, hey Lamar, you ever thought about playing receiver?
And again, not this
who
is
he gonna beat out? Who he gonna beat out?
Yeah. And and also, and then we grew around because I see we had 2 hours. But
okay.
It's one of those things where he can still play himself, for me anyway, for my criteria, he can still play himself into it. So I mean, we're not talking about a guy whose career is over, but for me, unless he gets a heck of a coach who really molds him and does some things and gets some stuff for him and all of that, this is the best we're gonna get out of Lamar.
See, is what it is. Now, we ain't closing just yet, but we getting close to lights out. Now, new hires, 10 vacancies. We knew John Harbaugh in New York. Was that a surprise to you?
I knew he was gonna get a job. I wasn't thinking New York was gonna be the place, because it's New York, but because of his demand and what he wanted to be able to do, I can see how it happened. And I know he's looking at Jackson Dart and saying, okay, this is a young guy. He's only played 1 year. I can do something with him. And I don't think he's looking at Scatterbull as being, oh, this is gonna be my feature back. I think he says, okay, I can put him in a rotation with a feature back.
Derek got him spoiled, right?
Yeah.
I think Harbaugh going in that position is going to look at the team he inherited from Billick,
mm-hmm.
and say, oh, that team over there in Philly playing some defense. Let me go build that.
Yeah. And he brought Todd Monken with him as his offensive coordinator. So we can expect the same type of offense.
Same type of offense. I think he's gonna build that defense. Now, Atlanta, a lot of ATL aliens mad at this one. Boy, Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta. Woo! Like this is coming off the news of Trey getting traded. Like this is like Atlanta just getting some back to back, boy. Boy, let me put on my TI hat.
Now to justify that hire, because I don't like it. But to justify that hire, you said Lamar got 2 MVPs. Stefanski got 2 Coach of the Year. And Stefanski bought his offensive coordinator, Todd Peace, with him. So the guy who you saw running, so what you did or didn't like about the offense in Cleveland, you're gonna see it in Atlanta.
You about to see it in Atlanta, and is he gonna use Penix or not?
If it was me, one of my things would be, hey, do I have the authority to get another quarterback? Because Penix hasn't played. He's been in the league 2 years. He hasn't played a full 17 games yet. He's had 5 seasons, including college, where he career-ending injuries. I mean, season-ending injuries, with the exception of his senior year when he played and took them Washington to the national championship game. But he's got a propensity for getting hurt, and it's not just pull muscle or something. It's breaks, it's tears, and we all know that once something is broken, regardless of how much work and how much patchwork you do and how excellently you put it back together, it's never the same as it was. When you can break your leg as a 2-year-old, and when you get to be 40 or 50 years old, when they do x-rays, they can still see that bone was broken, because that crack, that break never heals and disappears. You might have gone your life and been like, okay, it didn't affect, but it's never the same. That they can still see that bone was broken at once. And I don't think I would have said, hey, I have the opportunity to draft or grab a quarterback in free agency, just in case Penix doesn't just in case he turns out to be Greg Odom.
Right. And shout out to Michael Penix Jr., because a lot of us forget he played at Indiana. 2018, 2021.
Yeah.
So,
and was hurt.
Anyway, now, Jeff Hafley to the Miami Dolphins. What you think?
I didn't see that coming at all. I have to see who his OC is going to be, what they're going to do about quarterback, and is he going to be hands-on with the defense because that's his background, or is he going to be a CEO? I got to see what his coaching style is as a head coach and what he's going to do going forward with the offense.
From what I've heard, he's been under some nice trees.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Tennessee Titans, Robert Saleh.
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that because at least you're going to give young Bull a defense that can keep him from having to. Man, I got to score 20. I got to score 30 points to win. Man, well, okay, if I can get up, okay, they're giving up 20. I think I can get us 21 if we start getting pieces together. And Saleh, he's seen. I'm glad that taking the worst thing is it what's tied for the worst job in the NFL. I'm glad to see that it didn't affect him as far as not being able to get
get hired.
Yeah, by going to the damn Jets.
Now, team still interviewing. Arizona Cardinals on the clock. Baltimore Ravens on the clock.
No, the Ravens hired
they just out a day or two ago? Yeah. Okay.
No, today. Today, what is his name? What is his name? They hired I can't remember his name. But they hired what is it? Was he the DC? Can't remember.
Hold on, I'll look. And while I'm looking, Pittsburgh still on the clock. The Las Vegas Raiders still on the clock.
Now there's rumors or rustling going on that the Raiders are interested in trading for Lamar. But there's a lot that you will have to give up to get Lamar, and Lamar is going to be looking for more money, even more money than he got this time.
Jesse Minter for the Baltimore Ravens.
Jesse Minter, yeah. So that was a surprise hire for them. But they going with defense.
You know what? I just totally put the guys out of existence. And shout out because the Cleveland Browns on the clock. But I think you talk about Matthew Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
I think Myles Garrett deserves a transition over to a new squad. You know, just end your career with somebody you can get you about 2 Super Bowls, man.
Man, if in order for Myles Garrett to get traded, whoever does it is going to have to give up a draft and a whole bunch of and some players because he just signed that new deal. Yeah,
Myles Garrett would have to the NFL will have to have a totally new franchise. 2 new franchises, and one of them franchises you just have all our draft picks. We'll deal with this next year. Come on over here, Myles, and we'll play with some scrubs. For real. Because no established team is willing to. He will tilt everything. He'll tilt it.
Yeah, he would. Especially if he goes to a contender, to a legitimate contender.
Especially. So, at any rate, all right, man. With that being said, man, we are into the last way over that time. But I've enjoyed you all as we came out on this NOJASS chat. Now I gotta ask Tank. Did he see anybody he wants to acknowledge as a twin this week?
I was looking, but I was like, well, it's the playoffs. I'm not really sure. But,
yeah, playoff.
Yeah, you know, so
matter of fact, it's a regular.
I didn't really look. Yeah,
it's a regular season award. We're gonna keep it at that.
Yeah.
And having said all that, remember, well, I'm gonna give Tank his last word from now. You go ahead, Tank.
I don't want to be lengthy because we're over time, but we look at particularly for our kids and also as adults, we do also, but particularly for our kids, we want them to be able to look at adults and see things, positive things that we want them to emulate, not just as being their parent, or even being a family member, but being a member of society. And you want the kid to be able to kids should be able to look at adults in general and see how they handle things and say, okay, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to do. Now, that being said, when you have Velveeta Vladimir deciding that he wants to take over certain stuff just because he wants to do it, and we bigger and badder so we can do it, what kind of message did that send to the youth? What kind of message? We telling them to act and be a certain way, but you looking at Velveeta Vladimir, and he's doing everything that you would tell your kids and you tell everybody in America not to do. So what kind of example is that setting? So we can't really get mad at some of these people who are out there committing crimes and doing stuff and taking stuff just because they want it and they see nothing wrong with it. Because you're looking at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and you seeing somebody who's breaking all the rules, breaking every law, and saying, well, and when you tell them you can't do it, well, I'm going to do it anyway, and you just try to figure out a way to stop me. So we got to do better as a people and as a country from the head down. And a lot of times, in order to change, sometimes you got to cut the head off a snake in order for things to get better. And so, I mean, we just can't be. It's hard. Again, it's hard to tell folks that you need to be doing this, that, and the other when people in authority are doing the complete opposite.
Or worse.
Yeah, or worse. So that's my last word. So, because I'm pissed.
I feel you, man. I feel you. I don't really have too much to say on your thing, man. But just, hey, as parents, let's do what we can in our household so we don't raise any more Velveeta Vladimirs. That's all, just do what we can. But you never know. My last words is gonna be pertaining to sports and football, and I'm gonna keep it short because it's really not much. But today, the 32nd ranked defense. If you don't know who that is, that's AKA the Dallas Cowboys defense. The 32nd ranked defense is 2025. Hired a new defensive coordinator by the name of Travis Hunter. A lot of people are understanding why I call him Travis Hunter. It's because when I looked at his resume, it said he was the pass offense coordinator / DB coach. So I'm like, what are you concentrating on, guy? You mean to tell me you telling the wide receivers how to beat the DBs while you telling the DBs how to beat the wide receivers? Contextually, I'm saying to myself, okay, maybe it does take that type of mind to figure out what the other one is going to do. I don't know. But it just doesn't seem concentrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just, I don't know where it's coming from. And I'm just being facetious because of Travis Hunter playing both ways, but the guy we hired, his name is Christian Parker, defensive coordinator. But I will say this, because this is what I'm going to say. This is what this is about. Someone asked me, what do I feel about the hire and how do I think he's going to do? If he was being hired in any other organization or franchise, any other 31 organizations or franchises, I will probably give you an answer. But he's coming to the Dallas Cowboys, and I just don't know the answer. And here's why I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer because it's psychological when you go there. Success means Jerry is going to see the success and dip his finger in your success and make it his success. And Jerry might start calling defensive plays. Jerry, the players, it might be the scheme. And because Jerry is so giving and the Cowboys are so rich with not only monetary value, revenue, and media, players start believing they're more than what they are off your scheme. And then they start asking for money off the scheme. And a man believes it's not the scheme, it's the player. And I know it's not the scheme because I've called down there and called for plays on defense because it's so successful. So that's why I say I don't know how Mr. Parker's going to do, because you're going to the Dallas Cowboys where you have to know how to play the psychological mind game, even when you're good. Al Harris gone. Dan Quinn gone. Wade Phillips. Like, we got to start acting like we ain't have people that if they would have stayed over time, Butch Davis, if they would have stayed over time, we would have had some continuity. They're leaving for a reason. So I don't know how Mr. Parker's Travis Hunter going to do. I can't tell you. I know one thing. He better make up his mind what he want to concentrate on before he get there. Because I've never heard of this. Pass offense coordinator and / DB coach. Closest thing I heard of that was Coach Mike T was once a wide receiver, which is why I understand why the Steelers get good wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? But I think the dude was once a wide receiver. So maybe if he follows Mike T path, that might be a good sign. But nevertheless, That was my last word. This has been the NOJASSSHOW, No Jazz. That stands for No Jazz Show. I thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for joining us live on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for joining us live on Facebook at DUPONT NIVEKZ on my Facebook page, on the Locker Room Facebook page, on the link on No Jazz Show, on Russell, RUSS, and that's E with the 2 L's. See how I put that little rhyme in there while giving you
yeah. I would say you got bars, but I'd be lying.
hey, lady, hey, are you us? Double L. Ladies love Tank. Anyway, so follow us on X at No Jazz Show. Follow us on Instagram at THE No Jazz Show. We are on TikTok at No Jazz Show and live on Twitch and this streaming platform Riverside. Shout out to everybody that joined us tonight. Like I said, email us NOJASSHOW@gmail.com with all of your input, opinions. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, tell us what we should do. You know, if we need to shave, if Tank needs to shave, it's Afro, let him know. Let him know what he need to do. You know, whatever going on. Am I wearing too much Dallas? Am I wearing too much Hurricane? I don't care how you feel about that. But at any rate, please let us. We love you and thank you all for coming out. We've enjoyed you for these last 2+ hours. If you stayed, if you didn't stay, it's still on our page for at least 12 to 14 more days, and you can catch it, edit it, and the live version on YouTube for that version. So thank you all for coming out, and thank you for joining us. Tank, do us all a favor and salute the great folk.
Holla.